مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear students of grade 8, I welcome you. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about mid of second semester final revision. So, pay attention. Let's start with experimental test number 1. The first question you see in the exam paper is the language function. Let's have a look. Number 1. What do you think of Qatar National Museum? A. Make up your mind. B. Are you kidding me? C. It's out of this world. D. It's a nice place to live. And the best answer here is it's out of this world, means it's an amazing place. Number 2. What would you like to have for your meal? A. No way. B. No problem. C. I'm a vegetarian. And D. I'd say fish and chips. The answer that suits the question here is D. I'd say fish and chips. Number 3. What do you want to prepare for the exams? A. Let's grab a bite. B. That sounds great. C. How lucky you are. Or D. Give me a hand with this lesson. So, the answer is D. Give me a hand with this lesson. Number 4. What do you want for your midterm test? A. Tough luck. B. Let's get a move on. C. Let's go out tonight. Or D. Give me a hand with this lesson. Again, he's talking about the midterm test, so the answer is D. Give me a hand with this lesson. Number 5. What is your opinion about Qatar? It's a great idea. I disagree with you. It's out of this world. Or D. It has lots of wild animals. As we said before, when you are describing a place of being amazing or really good, you say it's out of this world. Now let's move to the second question, which is reading. I need you to pause the video and read the text carefully. But before that, we start with the questions. So, in the exam paper, before reading the text, you need to have a look at the question first. Let's read them together. Number 1. What is the text mainly about? Types of food, energy from food, animals and plants, types of living things. Number 2. What can the human body do with food's help? It can chase the prey, it can make our food, it can eat again and again, it can do a lot of activities. 3. What do people eat? People, only plants, just animals, plants and animals. Number 4. How do plants make their food? They eat food, they have to eat plants, they use water to make food, they use sunlight to make food. Number 5. Why is it good to eat plants? Number 6. Why do living things have to eat food? Now let's answer the questions together. We will start with question 2 because question number 1, what is the text mainly about, would be better if you leave it to the end. Number 2, what can the human body do with food's help? If you look at the second line, you will find the statement. The human body can do a lot of activities. So the answer is D. Question 3. What do people eat? If you look in the second paragraph, you will find people eat both animals and plants. So the answer is D. Number 4. How do plants make the food? Here you can find it in the third paragraph, the first sentence. Plants make their own food using sunlight. So the answer is D. Question 5. Why is it good to eat plants? If you look at the fourth paragraph, the first sentence, you can find the answer. It is good to eat plants to get more of the sun's energy. Number 6. Why do living things have to eat food? You will find it in the last paragraph, to be exact, in the last sentence. Instead of petrol, living things have to eat food to get energy. Now we go back to question number 1, after having full understanding of the text. What is the text mainly about? Types of food, energy from food, animals and plants, types of living things. I believe that now we are sure that the answer is B, energy from food. Now let's move to the third question we have in the exam paper, which is vocabulary. Number 1. Ahmed called his workmate yesterday. The line was busy, weak, wrong, specific. The answer is busy. Number 2. Please throw rubbish in the bin. Go, dust, give, or waste. The best answer here is waste bin. Number 3. Time is the worst thing anyone can do. Use, save, make, waste. To waste time is the worst thing anyone can do. Number 4. Hardworking people are always doing good things. Free, busy, negative, and positive. The answer is busy. 5. I tried to call my classmate. The line was all the time. The line was busy all the time. Number 6. The show was boring. What a waste of time and money. The answer is what a waste of time and money. Number 7. Never your money on useless things. Never save, keep, count, waste. Of course, the answer is never waste. Now, let's move to the following question. Read the following, then fill in the gaps with the suitable word. We have the words salad, the, and bowl. Number 1. We should eat every meal. I believe it's obvious that the answer is salad. Number 2. The Muslim is best person on earth. The answer is the best person on earth. Next question. Number 3. My favorite food is with olive oil. The answer is salad. Number 4. The more you do sports, healthier you are. The healthier you are is the right answer. Now let's move to the grammar. Number 1. My brother is brave. I am to, or to. The answer here is to. He means to say I am to or so I am. He means to agree for a positive statement. We have lots of ways to do so, but here the best answer is to say I am to. Number 2. Young boys respect the elders. Must, might, mustn't, or needn't. We use must for obligation, we use might for probability, we use mustn't for prohibition, we use needn't for lack of necessity. Here it's a must, so young boys must respect the elders. Number 3. Classmates are good listeners. I am. The answer is 2. I am too means I am a good listener as well. Number 4. Each one have a 2-meter distance with others for protection. Here it's an obligation. You have to do it. So the answer is must. Number 5. Muhammad is good at English. Ahmed is, yes, once again, 2. Drivers follow the traffic rules. May, must, need to, needn't. Following the traffic rules is an obligation for everybody, so the answer is must. Number 7. To have a driving license, you be over 18. Since you cannot issue a driving license before reaching the age of 18, so the answer is must. Now let's move to the second question of the grammar. Number 1. When water drops evaporate, they turn into gas. Correct the verb. I need you to remember that this is a zero conditional sentence. We use if or when plus present simple, then the present simple. As you can see in the first half, when water drops evaporate, they here is a plural pronoun, so the verb with plural pronouns don't change. So turn stays as it is. When water drops evaporate, they turn into gas. Number 2. Leather objects are produced in Qatar. Again, correct the verb. The second sentence is passive voice. We use the passive voice rule. Object plus verb to be plus the past participle. We need to put the verb produce in the past participle. Verb produce is a regular verb, so we usually add ed, but the verb here ends in e, so we just add d. So the answer will be leather objects are produced in Qatar. Number 3. Another zero conditional sentence. When liquids are heated, they turn into vapor. Number 4. Oil is produced in the Gulf countries. Another passive voice sentence. Oil is produced. We need to bring the past participle from the verb, so produce will be produced in the Gulf countries. Number 5. Woolen clothes are produced in Turkey. Again, the verb produce will be produced. Now let's move to the last part in the exam, which is writing. Usually you have 2 topics to write about one of them. We have the first one, write 10 to 8 sentences to describe an occasion you went to, and the second one to write an email of 8 to 10 sentences to a friend to suggest doing something good with each other for the weekend. Let's start by writing number 1. Let's start with the first topic. Write about an occasion you went to. Let me tell you, dear students, this is just a model answer. You can use it to write your own piece of writing, and then you can send it to us on the website, or you can show it to us at school to be corrected. Here is the model answer. Let's read together. Qatar National Sports Day is in February every year, and this is the opening statement or the topic sentence, or you can say it's the introduction. There are lots of sports events on that day. This year, I went to a football event in Aspire. it was for students only. My classmates and I made a team for our school. There were teams from many schools in Doha. Our team played well. We won 3 games. We scored and got the cup in the final game. We had good food and drinks. We took nice photos. We got lovely prizes in the big party. We had fun on that day. And finally, it was a great sports event. Pay attention, we conclude by expressing our feeling towards the experience. Now, let's move to the second topic. Write an email to your friend suggesting doing something good with each other in the weekend. Here is a model answer. You start with these words, dear friend, or you can say his name, for example, dear Hamid, dear Ahmed, and so on. Then the greeting and asking your friend how he is. What is your latest news? I have a good idea. Then you mention the topic. How about going on a trip to Qatar on next holiday? Is it okay with you? We can have a camp by the sea. We can swim in the sea. We can play games on the beach. We can take a boat trip. We can have a barbecue. We can invite all our friends. We will have a great trip. Write back to tell me your reply. And you conclude your email by saying yours and your name or any name you choose. Now, let's go to experimental test number 2. Let's start with the language function, as we said. Number 1. What do you think of Qatar village? It's out of this world. It's a nice place to live. Mind your own business. Who do you think you are? The answer is, it's out of this world, means it's amazing. Number 2. What do you want to eat at lunch? Sure, why not? Get away with it. Let's get a move on. I'd say fish and chips. He's asking about lunch, so the answer is D. I'd say fish and chips. Number 3. How can I help you with your study? Who knows? I'm a vegetarian. I couldn't agree more. Give me a hand with this lesson. The answer is, give me a hand with this lesson means help me with this lesson. Now to question number 2, reading. What we did in the previous passage, we will do once more. We start by reading the questions and then moving back to read the text and then answer the questions. Number 1, what is the text mainly about? Number 2, what is the land made out of? Number 3, how many parts does the rock cycle have? Number 4, what does the rock cycle show first? Number 5, what causes change in shape of rocks? And number 6, what do pieces of rocks and layers normally do? Take as much time as you need to read the text carefully. Now, let's start with question number 2. As we said before, we leave question number 1 to the end to have a better understanding of the text as a whole and then decide which is the best title for the topic or what is the text mainly about. Question number 2. What is the land made out of? The answer to this question is right in the beginning. Rocks and dust are the parts that land is made out of. So the answer is A. Question 3. How many parts does the rock cycle have? If you look at the second paragraph in the first sentence, you will find that the rock cycle has 3 parts. So the answer is B. Question 4. What does the rock cycle show first? Right after the answer to question number 3, you will find the next answer. First, it shows how rocks are made. So the answer is A. Now let's move to question number 5. What causes change in shape of rocks? In the third paragraph, the first sentence, water, wind, and growing plants cause change in shape of rocks. So we write the whole sentence. Question 6. What do pieces of rocks and layers normally do? And you can find the answer in the last sentence. Pieces and layers normally come together to make rocks. So write it down. Now, let's go back to question number 1. What is the text mainly about? Of course, the answer is B. It's information about rocks. Now let's move to the vocabulary. Number 1. I wanted to have a phone call with Amr, but the line was busy, weak, specific, appropriate. The answer is busy. Number 2. Never your time as it's precious. Your time is precious. So never waste your time. Number 3. Hardworking people never their time at all. The answer is never waste. Number 4. I'll call back later. Number 4. I'll call back later as you are now. The answer is busy. Number 5. I tried to contact the manager, but the line was yesterday. As we all know, the answer is busy. Moving to the next question. Fill in the gaps with the suitable word. Salad, the most. Homer always has as the main course of his meal. The answer is salad. Number 2. Being a teacher is best work in the world. The answer is the best work in the world. Now we move to the grammar. Number 1. Ali is good at English. I am too. Number 2. Everyone respect the old age people. Must, mustn't, shouldn't, needn't. The answer is must. Number 3. Students are listening to the teacher now. I am too. Number 4. Each student must, needn't, doesn't have to have a period of revision before exams. The answer is must. Number 5. Muhammad is clever at science. Ahmed is too. Now, do as shown between brackets. Food products are produced in the Gulf area. This is a passive voice, so we need to put the verb produce in the past participle. Produce is a regular verb, so we add ed. In this case, the verb ends in e, so we just add d. So, food products are produced in the Gulf area. Number 2. When liquids are strongly heated, they turn into gas. Zero conditional sentence. Present simple, present simple. Because they turn remains as it is. So they turn into gas. Number 3. Gold is produced in India. The answer is produced. Now we come to our final question, which is writing. We choose one of the following topics to talk about. You choose the easiest topic you can find. You can use the model answers we provided you on the video and on the school website, or you can write your own writing, but make sure that you are ready for the test. And by this, dear students, we have come to the end of our session. I hope you benefit from it. Until we meet again, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.